Hi, this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a Cricut tutorial for Confessions of the Paper Addict cut file shop. I'm going to use one of Virginia's cut files that was done in November's release number 1. But also I am going to show you a little bit about the Foil Quill. I ended up getting it. I've been testing it out just a little bit here and there. And now today I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to use it on a cut file and make it all look jazzy and pazzy and, you know, all of that. So I'm going to upload it, and to save on time, you guys already know how to upload these to the thing. If you don't, my playlist will be linked down below. Now, I am going to make this as a 10. I'm going to unlock the cut file, and then I'm going to make this as a 10 by 10. Because it's going to make it easier for me, for what I want to do, to make it in the middle. Because this is going to go on a white cardstock. Now, you have to have a white cardstock underneath, just as if you were going to do it as like a foil, if that makes sense. So, what I am planning on doing with this particular one is that I am going to use the fat gel like pen, but it's the heat tool pen. So I am going to take the cut and I'm going to make it as a draw, and then I'm going to change this to the marker. And it really doesn't matter what color it is, because ultimately we've got the ones we have, the foil is going to infuse on there. But for the sake of it, I'm going to make it more of a teal color, because that's, let's make it a blueberry. Let's go that way. Make it a little bit so that you can see it. Now, this is all ready to go. It is set up for the size that I want. Now, we're going to send it to Make It. And you need to make sure that this is in the exact spot that you want it on your 12 by 12 or 11.5 by 11, whatever size paper you're going to use. Because this is going to heat right onto your foil. And then in turn, when you peel it off, it will then stick to that paper that you're going to use. And then obviously I'll show you how I'm going to make this work in my layout. So let's send this to the machine, and you want to make sure that it is in the, it should be your size A, which is right what this is, so that it's in there. You don't want it in clamp B because it's not going to work. You have to be in clamp A. When I did my research on this for the Cricut, it has to be in A because it will not fit in clamp B. So I'm going to insert, right after I get done talking here, I'm going to insert a little bit of what it looks like, and then we'll go into the process video. So let's get started. All right, now that you finished, there is the final result. Now, I left it on the 12 by 12, and you're gonna see what I decide to do with this particular cut file. I am going to cut it down, and then I'm gonna cut out slits and slots, different slots and whatnot, and then little bits of slits, and then we're going to watch this transform into a layout. Now, my main thing was that I wanted to take out certain spots to have my paper that I'm going to put on the background as focal points showing. And so I'm trying to make sure that the certain spots that I wanted to come out was one of the frames, just to add that little bit of a color to. And as you can tell, I'm working on doing the slits and the slots. And sorry for my head, but I will tell you, there's my new hair. I went and got my hair done over the weekend when I made this layout, and I'm like, ooh, my head's in there. You're probably thinking, if you watch my channel, you all know that I had complete black hair, and now it is blonde, or somewhat blonde. So here I am. I'm just going through, and like I said, I'm picking out the slots that are what I want to be able to have the background paper cut through or see through, and then pretty much you'll see what I do once I get this down on the paper. I do cut it down quite a bit, and it looks stark white all the way through, and then I do go in at the end of the video and go through with a bunch of splatters, and then it in sequence, and it works out wonderfully. So I'm just going through all of the papers, and I happened to pick out this blue, and then I decided that's what I'm going to use. Now I was going through and trying to figure it out, and see how gorgeous that is. I'm telling you, it's just perfect to what I'm looking for, and that kind of stuff. And then what I decided to do is so I cut this down, and then I cut the blue down so that I can layer it on black background, so it's kind of a square within a square within a square, and I figured it worked out wonderfully with the frame style of this. Now this is, like I said before, this is for Confessions of the Paper Addict Cut File Shop, so make sure that you check down below for this cut file, along with all of the different types of cut files that she has. I cannot wait for us to have the month of December. Now, I know that I'm jumping the gun here. We're not even to Thanksgiving, but I love Thanksgiving. I do tons of stuff for Thanksgiving, so please don't think I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. However, Christmas is like my jam, and it's also my daughter's jam. And because Kaylin is going to be without brother and daddy this year for Christmas, I'm totally decking it out and making it even just that much better for her, because the last time Josh has been gone overseas was when she was a baby. So even though that we were stationed in Germany together, he was only gone for a couple weeks. Now my son and my daughter are both used to Josh and I being gone, so that's not a really issue with our family, but I do know that this will be the first time that Daddy won't be around for Christmas. So it'll be a little bit of, not like a complete shock, but it'll be a little bit of work for her to understand, that some things you won't be able to talk to Daddy, or, little things like that. But ultimately, it's going to be a lot of fun for her and whatnot. With that being said, there's going to be, hopefully, all of my December documented will be done for the month of December, and you'll get to see all of the fun jazz in the middle of that. So then I can work on, I've got a collection of photos that were in the month of January and February while we were stationed in Germany, and those I cannot wait to do with all of my winter type layout. So I've got so much fun coming up in the next couple of months that I'm super excited for. Make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. I do upload between 2 to 3 times a week. Obviously, I do design team layouts, traveler's notebooks, all of that kind of stuff. So I hope to have you join my little community here. Now, I will say this too, is that while I'm doing this now, you may think that it's like, Miranda, you're kind of covering up some of these slots. And I know I do, but it's still, it just fits what I'm wanting done. Now, the photo, to make up just a little bit of why this looks the way it is, and my title is going to be No Shoes Allowed. I went to one of the castles that I have been doing all of my layouts and stuff up for, and this one was not the topping on the cake, because let me tell you, I had one where we literally had to take the shoes off and I about died. I about disgusted myself. But this one had loafers, and these loafers were so big that I was clog hopping around because they were that big on my feet. And my tennis shoes are inside these shoes that the castle wanted us to, because this particular castle had a lot of carpet, and which is it's very unheard of for the castles over in Europe, especially the ones that are not lived in right now that has like updates. They leave them as is. This is a very unique one because very seldom do they have this much carpet. Like, I've never seen that much carpet in this castle. So I know that that's what it was. And then the windiness of it. I seriously thought, you know, when I went to go visit Winston Churchill and some of the other castles, Liechtenstein and Cinderella's castle, that one, Neuschwanstein, that one was like a joke and a half. You spend all that money just because Cinderella was, that was Cinderella's castle. You spend all this money to see one layer, one level of it was done. The rest of it wasn't done because the guy died. I'm like, it's crazy. The history that I have between all the castles are just insane. But, yeah, this one was such a windy thing. Like, some of the stairs even scared me a little bit. And it's only because they're so wrought iron and so opened. It's crazy. So, as you can tell here, I am taking the leaves and the flowers and stuff where I made slits, and I'm placing them inside the slits. So, you still see a ton of Virginia's cut file with this foil, but when you look at it, you can tell that I tucked, like, quote unquote tucked the flowers underneath the foiled stuff that I was working on. Or like here where you see that it's tucking underneath the slots and it's coming out of the paper, and that's what I wanted to achieve. I think for me, this is like one of the unique ones I have ever done, but I absolutely love how this turns out. The dimension, just the depth, the everything on it is like on point. It is so, it's perfect. And so that's the reason why I love it so much for what I have done. And then just adding all those little touches. And then when I was talking to Fran, because I'm on the phone or on the messenger with her, and we're talking, she's like, what do you think about, and I'm like, what do you think about sequins? And she's like, yes, you need to do it. And so I added sequins and blings from shimmers, and I will let you know all of that when we get closer to it. So here I am, I'm just doing it. I have tons of triangle, 3 little areas. I've got a square. It's just, I'm just in awe with this layout. It is crazy the amount of fun that I had with this layout. Now, like I said, I'll link this down below, but make sure that you also check with the group. There is a fun challenge. She has fun challenges every month that you can win and then go from there. And win like new, to be able to pick the new freebie for the cut file and all that jazz. So here is the sequence mix that I used, and I will tell you this, I used up all of the leaves but 2, I think, yeah, 2. And it's called Fall Festival from Spiegelmom Scraps. It's sitting right there. If it's available, I'll link it down below. But if it's not, I'm sorry. It just matches this collection from HipKit pretty awesomely. I can say that. And I'm just placing these all over. I'm just taking the different colors and just placing them wherever I felt like it would work, and then taking the leaves and tucking them in certain spots and whatnot. And then I do come in with the blings, the golden roses, because that also matches this collection pretty spot on as well. And then I did add the title, as you can tell, no shoes allowed. But I am almost done. Look at, I am using Nuvo, what is it called? Nuvo something or another. I'm like out of my one Tombow, and now I moved into my Nuvo adhesive. So it's the clear drying craft gel. I got out my Nuvo stuff. Not quite sure how I like it yet, but I gotta get it out. Still shots are coming up. I hope that you like and subscribe to the channel. Please make sure that you all are staying safe. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.